Welcome back to the next video unit of day one. We just learned about how to actually interact with Ableton. We learned a little bit about where things are. We learned about the kitchen metaphor. We learned about the browser. We learned about session view. Now let's actually do something with it. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to import the sample pack that you downloaded for the course. If you haven't downloaded it yet, head to the website, get that thing downloaded. Once you have it downloaded, it's going to appear as a zip file in your computer. It's going to look like this. First thing you're going to do is you're going to unzip the file, go to the file, right click, and then click unzip. You have to do this because the zip file will not show up in Ableton. It's got to be the folder. Once you have unzipped the file, you're going to add the folder into Ableton. So let's do this together. So right here, here's the file, 10-day sample pack light. This is the file that I want to import into Ableton. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to pick this thing up, and I'm going to go over here to my Ableton window, and I'm just going to drag it right over here to this bottom left. See where it says places right there? You're literally just going to drag it right in there and drop it. And look at that. There it is. 10-day sample pack. Just like that. All you had to do was literally drag and drop it right into below places. You can't drop it in your library, your collections. It's got to be below places. You see that at the top? It says places, places. That's where we got to be. It's got to be dropped there. Now, once you have that done, every folder that's in there is going to be accessible right inside of Ableton. So you don't have to like go back and forth to find your samples. It's just there. All right. Now that your sample pack is loaded, we get to actually do the fun thing. Sample hunting. We're going to import your first sample and start your first beat in Ableton, at least in this course. So right now, we're about to go do some sample hunting. I'm going to go look through this pack and find a sample that I want to use. Okay. I'm going to jump up here to my 10-day producer loops folder, and I'm going to go through the melodic loops section. And in here is going to be a bunch of different loops that I curated that are going to be great for this course. Ooh. And all I did was I just literally clicked the sample and I just dragged it over into my audio track. It's got to go in your audio track. If you drop it into an empty MIDI track, it'll just turn your MIDI track into an audio track, because audio tracks are where actual printed audio goes, like MP3 files or WAV files, anything that's actually like a playbackable file. That's when an audio track is going to play. So I just dragged this blank forms sample into an empty track right here, but I actually don't want to use this one, so I am going to go ahead and delete it. I want to use the clip that I found earlier in the last video. But all you have to do is just click and drag. So once you have done this, you can start playing immediately. Now, if you'll notice, when I'm looking at them right here, they are green and black next to the clip. That's because the clips are they're armed. They're ready to be played. If you don't see that, then just click on the little play button next to your clip. But also, another fun way to just instantly start playing the two is if they're on the same row, go over here to the scenes and just click that. But you haven't loaded drums yet. You've just loaded a melodic sample. That's totally fine. So this is probably what your sample sounds a little bit more like. Oh, it sounded good. Okay, so let's say you do want to import some drums. So let's go back to our 10-day producer pack over here. I'm going to jump into loops again. I'm going to jump into drum loops. You can look into these other folders, but some of them just contain like little bits. The loops folder contains loops that you can literally just drag and drop right into your session. They're complete 4 or 8 bar loops or some sort of time that's actually fixed. You can just drop them right in and start playing them right away. Again, these are loops. So I'm going to go to my drum loops. I'm going to find something else. Again, here we are, sample hunting. We're hunting samples. You're producing right now also. This is music production, what you're doing right now. Ho! All right, so this one speaks to me. So I'm going to click it up, and I'm going to drag it right underneath where my other clip is. And you can't see right now because I deactivated it. We're going to talk about that later, which is just 0. Just literally type in 0 and the clip deactivates. You can't play it anymore. Now I've activated it again. But here's the thing. Tracks will only play one clip at a time. So if I click the scene right here, we'll go back to my original drums. But if I just click on this one, some different drums will play, which is nice. This is real loud. I am just going to quickly turn the track volume down by jumping to the mixer right here and turning this little, what's called a fader. I'm going to turn this down. This is going to turn the volume of the track down a little bit. Just going to mix the sounds a little bit more together, right? So now I have one track that has 2 drum clips in it. You probably only have 1 clip in it, that's okay. But I encourage you to find another one. One thing to note here, when you load a clip into Ableton for the first time, if there are no other clips or anything else loaded, whatever BPM, beats per minute, whatever that is of the clip that you just loaded, your project will change the BPM to that sample. So what happened for me is when I dragged this original guitar patch in on the last video, it changed my BPM over here at the top left to 72 from 120. So it wasn't 120 BPM because Ableton always defaults at 120 BPM to 72. It just automatically changed it for me because my first sample was detected to have a BPM of 72. Now this is really great because now when I load different samples in, like when I load this drum sample, it will convert whatever this BPM is to 72. And there's a button that automatically is pushed every time you load it to make it do that. You can turn that button off, and that button's called warp. It's right here. Warp is turned on. And again, when warp is on, it'll turn this clip automatically change the BPM of the clip to match the project's BPM, which is so cool. You can just start loading stuff in and it'll change the BPM of that original sample, and voila, you're really starting to make some beats, which is exactly what happened over here. I've now loaded 2 drum samples over here and they automatically switch to 72 BPM. Incredible. All right, I've been talking about drum samples. Now it's time for you to import your own drum sample, which you may or may not have already done. No problem. Moving on to the next section, we're gonna add a drum loop on here. So I've already done this. So I've loaded this drum sample and it changed it from its original BPM to whatever BPM this track is, which in this case is 72. So now if I just play this first row, both of these clips are gonna play. Now, if I go to the second clip and just click it, it'll play that in time too. Just go ahead and click it. Look at that. I just switched it up. Now, I don't actually love how this drum sounds, so I'm just going to delete it. Now I'm back to just having 1 clip on each track. Because I really like those drums. Those drums clicked. Those feels. Also, if you want to filter through these 10-day producer samples, filters has closed down for me, the drop down up here. If you just push this, you can activate the filters and go through the 10-day producer sample pack using Ableton's built-in filters, which might help you find sounds a little bit more quickly. Whatever is good for you. If you don't want to use the filters anymore, just go up to right next to them and push that button, and that'll get rid of the drop down. Now, if you want to change the BPM of your song, all you got to do is go up here to the BPM, click it, and drag up or down. Check us out. Let's move it up to something that it would sound bad in, like 137. Oh, that is terrible. Good. Okay, let's bring that back down to something a little bit more reasonable. Let's bring it to 80. I might move it up to 75. And that's all you gotta do. Just change the BPM. You just have to make sure warp is on. So you can do this by double clicking each clip, and it's gonna bring you to clip view if you do that. So clicking on the clip up here will just automatically bring up clip view. And again, you can switch between device and clip view by using Shift Tab, but all you gotta do is just double click the clip and it'll bring up clip view, which we talked about in the last video. You have to make sure warp is on, otherwise the clip will not change with your global BPM. So I have warp triggered on. Now I'm gonna go to my other clip, I'm gonna double click that, and then look at that, clip view just populated in my clip and device view. Very, very nice. Warp is also turned on over here. So that means that both of these clips will move with my project's BPM. Wonderful, great, we love that. And the last thing that we are gonna do right now is we're gonna save this track. That's the last thing we're gonna do today. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna move our mouse up here to the top left, File, and you're gonna do Save Live Set. And that's gonna open up this dialog window right here. It's gonna I wanna save this as 10-day producer beat 1, and I'm gonna hit save. And just like that, the clip, the whole project is now saved. And it's recallable as well, so I can just open this up again. It'll take me right back to where I was, which is... And guess what? That's it for day 1. In this unit, you imported a sample pack and you started making your own beat. In the last video, you got to meet Ableton. The last video before that, we run through what you're gonna expect in the course. And then before that, I had a cute little intro to say, hey, what's up? Welcome, so happy you're here. Take this moment to tinker. Go through a bunch of different samples. If you want even more samples, I highly encourage you to go down here to places, go to packs, and you're going to find a bunch of stuff over here. I encourage you to download all of them that you have space for. I encourage you to go through all of these free packs. They look a little funny for me because of the way that I have my hard drive set up, but they'll look differently for you. Just click on them, click download, and then go through everything, and then all these new sounds will appear right here. So I highly encourage you to download everything in that pack section. Like retro synths, amazing. Vinyl classics, amazing. That upright piano, oh man, that's a good one. Now take a moment to look at your big concept in the visual guide. Take a look at everything in the visual guide. There's a bunch of really handy keyboard shortcuts that you can use in there, as well as a breakdown of pretty much everything that we went over today. The big concept of today is sampling. What is it? Why do we do it? Why is it so amazing? Check out that big concept. It's pretty cool. Sampling's pretty cool. For the next few days, we're gonna continue to work on this beat. If you wanna start another beat, go ahead and do it. And that's it. I'm so excited. Tinker around, take a breath, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Happy producing. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's go.